Alright. Hello, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, cats, dogs, everybody! Welcome to this expert 1v1 match on the map Arabia. This is between StarK, playing to the south of the map as the blue Saracens. Oh, no, just kidding. This is Acou. Never mind. StarK is up here, in the magenta. Okay, this is StarK, this is Acou. Okay. StarK is playing as the magenta Italians. Sorry, mixed that up. This is an expert 1v1 match that I already said. StarK is fairly well known. He's not one of the most well-known players in the community, but he is a 2300 rating, so he's pretty high up there. And Acou, I feel like he's not very well known at all. He is 2100, so he's still pretty good. But I'm curious to see what he'll do. I think I've only seen 1 or 2 matches with Acou in them. So, curious to see what he'll do. Saracens versus Italians. This is kind of a weird matchup. If Acou were to go with Mamelukes or Camels, which is what the Saracens are, it's kind of their strength. Like, looking at the tech tree of the Saracens, they get quite a bit of stuff, but most of their technologies and really everything just kind of leans towards going towards camels. They can also go archers, obviously they can go with cavalry archers, but typically you'll see the Saracens player going with camels. And StarK, being the Italians, could go with Genoese crossbow, which do get quite a bit of bonus damage versus all cavalry. So it would basically make going with camels very difficult for Acou. And Acou has stolen 2 sheep right at the start. Not too big of a deal, but that means that StarK's going to be looking around for him. And if he sees this scout, which I don't think he did, but if he sees that, then he's probably going to figure what's going on and guess that either his sheep were stolen or a boar steal is going to come. And boar is over here for StarK, so I don't think Acou's going to go for that. He's all the way over here. But if he runs around and gets over there, then he might decide to steal that. And yeah, StarK is looking for his last 2 sheep. Don't think he's yet realized that they're gone. They already got stolen by Acou. So Acou now has 2 extra sheep. And I'm curious to see just how long StarK's scout is going to be running around looking for those, because every second that the scout is looking for those sheep, he's not scouting out his enemy's base. And it's not that much of a deal, but it's these small differences that can really add up over the course of these expert games. And you can see at this point, StarK's running around now. He's given up on those sheep, figured that they got stolen, and now he's looking for Acou. And Acou already has a fairly solid idea of his enemy's base. He can see pretty much everything that he needs. Whereas StarK doesn't know anything about Acou. He doesn't even know where he is, but he's going to run into him fairly soon. And this means Acou's going to get a little bit of a jump start on whatever aggression he's going for. He is going up to Feudal Age first, and he's good ways ahead. StarK's going to advance now. And it's only about a 15-second difference, so it's not that big of a deal. But with StarK just now seeing his opponent's base, he doesn't know if there's going to be a drush coming, because he doesn't see a barracks, and he's walling up, so he's probably not all that concerned, and he's just now putting down barracks, which Acou does see. And Acou not having a barracks of his own And actually, there it is. He's just putting it down. And now Stark sees it, so he's not expecting a drush. It's not going to be coming. And I think Acou's going with scouts here. His very scoutish build. So it's going to be scouts for Acou, and it's going to be archers for Stark, sending out 3 onto gold right now. He's got quite a few on wood. Well, I don't actually know. He doesn't have enough villagers to be going with archers, unless he sends more over. And he actually probably might be going scouts, but I think the Italians would be going archers, and yeah, there's the archery range. So he's going with archers. I don't see the building. There it is. Then there's the stable for Acou. So it's going to be archers v scouts. Bit of a scout tussle here. Stark is going to win that. He should win it, at least. And yeah, there we go. He's won it. Double archery range for Stark. He's going to be putting down a blacksmith once he gets resources for it. Going to be getting fletching. And probably going to be getting leather archer armor soon after. And Acou has already got the scouts coming out. He's got 2 of them so far. And he's going to want to put down a blacksmith for bloodline, or not bloodlines, the scale barding armor. And he could be getting bloodlines from here. Easy enough. And he's also going to put down an archer range. So he's going to be going with defensive skirms. I don't think he feels confident enough fighting against double archery range with just scouts alone. And he's just going to send out what few scouts he has. But Stark is completely walled up now, so he's not going to be getting in. And Stark just kind of made a little circle around himself here, trapping himself with all the essential resources. And he did cut himself off from his stone, so he's not planning on going with Genoese crossbow. So he's probably just going to go straight crossbow once he gets to the castle age. Right now, Stark sees this archery range, and he sees the flag, so he knows there's skirmishers here. And he doesn't see that Acou is no longer creating scouts. So Acou just kind of flipped around and... Oh, that's... I don't think Acou sees how close to the map he is. He could just easily wall off that wood line there. But that's kind of unfortunate line of sight for him. He's just going to wall up there, but he's going to be fully walled in the meantime. And could very easily just wall off this side and defend, no problem. But I don't really know what he's trying to go for here. He put down a stable, but he hasn't done anything with it. He's instead just going to make a lot of skirmishers. And that puts him pretty far behind economically. Just because he was trying to go for scouts, and then he switched it around and went for archers, and now he's putting down a blacksmith, so he's behind on wood, assuming that both their builds are the same, which they're obviously not. And Acou's getting fletching now, so he is committing to these skirms here, and he's going to move out with them. He might be able to break down these palisades, but Stark could very easily just fall up behind. And Stark should be getting close to the Castle Age. He's getting Wheelbarrow now, and once that's completed, he'll be very close to the Castle Age upgrade. He has a lot of archers, so once he gets to Castle, he's going to immediately upgrade them to Crossbow. And get Bodkin Arrow. And these are going to be some very formidable units once that happens. He just needs a bit more food, and he'll be able to go up. And StarK nearly just opened the gate there for Acou to just stroll right on in there. But I don't know how Acou is going to adapt to this. He's pretty far behind in terms of castle age time. And StarK's clicking up now. He's walling up behind this. And Acou's not going to be able to get in. And there we go, a bunch of houses, and he's essentially safe again. This is a fairly low HP house, but it should keep Acou out long enough that it shouldn't be much of a problem, really. And with Acou not going up to the castle age yet, this is not going to be very good for him. Once StarK gets his crossbow upgrade, he can just loop around here and just sit on this gold mine and really just prevent Acou from getting any gold income, and that would really hurt his castle time. He does have this gold over here, but it is easily harassable if he were to just camp his crossbows right there. And Acou's just running away now. He hasn't been able to do anything. And he's going to be very worried once this castle age upgrade comes in. Just now clicking up to castle age, 2 minutes behind. And that's enough time for StarK to get all his upgrades before Acou even gets to castle. So Acou is very far behind, and that all just kind of goes down. It boils down to him transitioning away from scouts and into the skirms. But Acou is down, or StarK is down in Acou's base with all these archers, and yeah, there we go, three simultaneous upgrades, which is, you'll see these 3 upgrades when players are going for like a full crossbow, usually in team games, but also in 1v1s. These 3 upgrades come at the exact same time as soon as they hit castle age. And this is where Acou is going to be really hurting. His woodline's out. Look at all those villagers that can't do anything. He's going to run out and put them on the wood, but half of his farms are idled. His villagers on gold are idled. And this is just all sorts of bad for him. I don't know what he can do here. He can just try and defend with what skirms he has and get to castle age and go with his elite skirm upgrade, but I don't think that's going to be enough for him. He's so far behind at this point. In terms of military, it's actually pretty close, but I think StarK just has more momentum here. He's way ahead in the economy race. And where is Acou going with these vills? Huh. Not sure what he's thinking right now. He's going to put a town center right here, which, I mean, that's good a place as any. It's really unfortunate that he has these hills all around his base. Probably should put one down here on this gold, though. I think that's where he wants to put his second one. He just can't get past all these crossbows. And StarK splitting away with these crossbow, going to micro down as many skirms as he can before they inevitably fall. And Siege Workshop going up here for StarK, going to come out with a Mangonel, which is going to be pretty effective against skirms, and he could also siege this town center. And this cliff would be really good for him, because the cliffs do get attack bonuses, just like hills do. So if he's on top of the hill and fires down with his Mangonel, he will do more damage. And there's not really anything Acou can do about that. And StarK still has these crossbow here. They're on very low health. They're all gonna die now. But he's distracted for quite a long time and has thrown Acou's economy somewhat off balance. Acou's not on this gold over here. He's not on his gold over here. So there's really nothing he can make other than skirms and scouts right now. it is not looking good for him. The mangonels come out, second one's on the way. This town center is going to go down, and there's really not anything Acou can do about it. He can just hold on for as long as he can, and hope he can do something. He's got a few knights out, and fortunately he is Saracens, so he does get that market bonus for selling resources. He gets slightly more gold for each 100 resources he sells, so he can afford to make a few knights. He does have these villagers back on gold, so he's going to be creating whatever knights he can. And he's lost one of them, and going to keep the second one alive. And I don't know what his plan is. If he goes with knights, he's going to need a lot more gold. Then there's always the chance that StarK can just go with Genoese crossbow. But StarK is not on stone still, so Genoese crossbow is not anywhere in the near future for him. And Acou can't just keep creating skirms. He can't do that indefinitely. These mangonels eventually will catch up to that and get some good shots and kill them all. And StarK is now getting bloodlines. So he's going with probably light Gav. He could also go with Knights of his own though to take out the skirms and also pick off any mangonels that Acou has. And Acou has held on. Actually, that's a military lead, but a good mangonel shot there, and another shot could take out most of that army there. But Acou is ahead in military. He is behind in vills though by 18, and that's not good. 1-for-1 mangonel trade. I think StarK could have launched onto those skirms there, but then that would mean that Acou would still have that mangonel, which would be a problem for him. And right now, both of them are just kind of settled down and just kind of letting each other breathe right now. Acou getting skill barding for these camels here, and I think he's anticipating these knights from StarK and just creating some camels to defend from that. I think what happened is when he came around here, he saw these stables. Yeah, his skirms saw these stables here, and he guessed that StarK was probably going to go with knights, so he's coming out with camels now, just anticipating that. And he's mixing in some knights here, just trying to do what he can with the little gold that he has. And there's really not much else he can do. He's behind in over 20 villagers right now, and it's just gonna increase from there, so he's gotta do something. But what can he do? Oh, he's house wall here from StarK. He's finally on stone. Acou sees it, but he can't get in there with these camels. Well, that's a lot of houses there from StarK. Gotta keep those safe. And once StarK gets the stone for castle, he's going to put it up somewhere. He's probably going to put it maybe on this cliff. He might decide to put it out on this hill. And then he can come out with the Genoese whenever he feels like it, which would be really bad against these camels. They already have low pierce armor, but combined with the bonus damage that will be done against them, they're not going to be standing for very long. He did pick off that mangonel, and has a few monks out to convert these knights. So he's holding on. He really is. And I don't know how long he can hold on for. Got his mangonel picked off, and okay, just gonna call it right there. I think I jinxed him. I said, yeah, he's held on. He can probably do alright. Immediately calls the GG. Well, sorry, but that was game one between these two, and they're going to be playing a few more, so we'll see what happens. In the next video, I will see you there.